Alrighty, what's up, everyone? I hope everyone can hear me. Please, before we start, can you let me know if you hear me pretty well in the chat here so I can make sure that I am well heard? Because I definitely want to hop right into this stream. Also, I apologize if you hear my animals in the background. As you all know, I do have guinea pigs and I just fed them dinner, so they're over there eating, so you probably can hear them chewing and stuff. So, hey, Jessica. So can you hear me pretty good? Oh, you said it's hot in Los Angeles. Oh my goodness, it's cold down here in Virginia. Awesome. So you guys can hear me. So let's go ahead and hop right into what is going on. So I'm sitting here and I was actually editing a video of Amber Portwood and Andrew Glennon and kind of an update in their situation. And I was going to go ahead and upload that. And I got a notification on my phone from the Actually Reality Roundup stating that Jenelle has recently gained custody of Jace. And I personally never thought I'd see this day come. Like, I was just like so floored. I was like, what? So again, it seems as though Jenelle Evans actually telling the truth, and she has regained custody of her eldest son, Jace, back. So this is really, really crazy. I'm going to go ahead and read off the article that the Ashley is reporting, and it kind of gives details into the entire situation. But yeah, so first of all, like, how do you all feel about like what exactly is going on here with Jason Jenelle and the fact that she has finally, after so many years, regained custody of Jace back? And it's crazy because a lot of people thought that Barbara, her mother, would never like sign over Jace. For years, that's what the fight was about on Teen Mom, right? They will always go back and forth about Jace all the time. So with that being said, everybody, I'm going to go ahead and read some of these comments here that you guys are saying. Hey, everybody, what's going on? Hi, everybody. Yes, this is real. This is real. This is real news. This is not anything that's fake or anything like that. At first, the first way people found out that she regained custody of Jace back is she actually uploaded a video to her Instagram account, and she was stating like, I have my son Jace back. He's back in my custody. And on top of that, everybody, Jace lives on the land with David and Jenelle. So it's Jace, Marissa, Inslee, and you have Kaiser as well in the home. And then you have David Easton and you have Jenelle. So she uploaded this clip to her TikTok page, and then she also uploaded this small clip to her Instagram account, actually stating that she got custody of Jace back. So what I'm going to do is, before I read off the article from the Actually, I'm going to go ahead and play for you all the little clip that she had posted. So give me 1 second and I'll go ahead and get that started.
Let's do a little PSA announcement. You're probably watching Teen Mom on Netflix right now as we speak. And if you are, good. That was the old me. That was the young me, the stupid me, the me that took risk. Now, let's not sit here 10 years later and come to my page and hate on me for my mistakes that I learned from. Let's not get caught up on the $200 you let me use to bail me out of jail. Let's not get caught up on the dumbass that I dated. I have custody of Jace. He lives with me now full time. My kids are happy. They're healthy. That's all that fucking matters. But I totally get it. I would hate me too if I was watching me. But if you catch up with me now, I'm doing a lot better, you guys. Peace, love, happiness, bitches.
All right, everybody. So I'm going to probably go ahead and replay that clip. Was it too low? Were you all able to actually hear what she was saying? Just let me know in the chat, just so I can make sure that you all can hear what she was actually stating. Hi, everybody. I know a lot of people are super excited. I'm happy that you all are here in my chat. And yes, everybody, as you can tell by the title of this live stream, Jenelle has regained custody of her eldest son, Jace, back. So did you all hear everything that was going on in that video clip? Did you all hear pretty good? So what I'm going to make sure, okay, good. So you all could hear it. So I'm going to go ahead and replay that clip because some people may just be coming in the chat. Welcome, welcome. So let me go ahead and play that clip for you all again, all right?
Let's do a little PSA announcement. You're probably watching Teen Mom on Netflix right now as we speak. And if you are, good. That was the old me. That was the young me, the stupid me, the me that took risk. Now, let's not sit here 10 years later and come to my page and hate on me for my mistakes that I learned from. Let's not get caught up on the $200 you let me use to bail me out of jail. Let's not get caught up on the dumbass that I dated. I have custody of Jace. He lives with me now full time. My kids are happy. They're healthy. That's all that fucking matters. But I totally get it. I would hate me too if I was watching me. But if you catch up with me now, I'm doing a lot better, you guys. Peace, love, happiness, bitches.
All right, everybody. So you can tell that she was definitely on, on her high horse there. And I can't necessarily say I can fault her for that. I mean, let's be real. It's been years since she has been able to have custody of her son, Jace. So I feel like she's definitely, feeling some type of way. She's certainly happy. And I feel like she could not wait to broadcast that and announce that to the world that, like, hey, I have custody of my eldest son back. Now, I know Barbara, her mother, that picture looks very bad and pixelated. So what I'm going to do is actually change it over to this one here. And this is a recent photo of Jenelle and her mother, Barbara. And this was over the holiday season. I believe it was around Christmas. And this is a picture that she had uploaded to her Instagram page, Jenelle. And I know for years and years and years, Jenelle and Barbara have been just going at it back and forth. And I know Barbara's reasoning for actually taking Jace in the first place was the simple fact that she said that Jenelle just was not being a responsible mother. Jenelle was not doing what she necessarily needed to do to take care of Jace or to take care of even herself. She stated that, hey, Jenelle is not responsible. Janelle is out with Tori partying all the time. Jenelle is, doing illegal substances. Janelle's drinking constantly. Janelle is just not being a mother. She's not stepping up. So Barbara felt the need to step in and to take custody of Jace just so he can be raised in some sort of well-rounded environment or some sort of grounded environment. So we've seen a lot of that play out on 16 and Pregnant, which transitioned to Teen Mom. So what I'm going to go ahead and do for a quick second here is I'm going to look in my chat and I'm going to respond to a few comments. I know Jessica said, really, I think they might go toe to toe. Oh, you're speaking about like the conflict and everything that's going on. Someone says, rumor has it that Barbara's health isn't that great right now. I know someone else had stated that. I believe someone had commented on my previous video on my YouTube channel. By the way, if you are new here, consider subscribing to my community. I have a non-toxic community. You are free to express yourself as long as it's respectful. And I do tons of giveaways here. It's lots of love here on my channel. But back to the topic. Yes, recently on one of my videos, I believe it was the last video I did about Jenelle, someone did state in the comments that Barbara did look a little sickly. She looked a little ill. I'm praying that she's not ill or sick. It may just be something in relation to the fact that she's getting older. I mean, Barbara's in her 60s, 70s. So she's kind of getting up there in age, but I hope she's not sick. Someone stated, Jenelle needed Jace to complete her and her family. Plus, her mom can't really handle Jace as he gets older. That is definitely something I did notice as Jace was getting older. He started kind of acting out, and especially with his behavioral issues and stuff like that. And I know Barbara stated that Jace was tearing up her house. He was running around in school, kicking kids. He was being unruly. He wasn't really being just being an overall good kid. But I think a lot of that has to do with the fact that he grew up in a dysfunctional, toxic background. Regardless, if I know and I understand Barbara's heart and her point of view, like, hey, I just want my grandson to grow up in a positive way. And I understand that she did the best she could. But also we have to look at the fact that Jace didn't grow up in a good, healthy household, even with Barbara. But I do feel that Barbara did give him some sort of foundation for him to grow off of, because Jenelle at certain points was homeless. Jenelle at certain points blew all her money on weed with Kiefer. You all remember Kiefer? Y'all remember him? You know, she blew her money, and I remember there was one episode and she stated that she and Kiefer had blew all of her money that she was getting from Teen Mom on all this weed, and she literally didn't even pay her rent and things like that. So again, I do feel that Barbara did do the best that she could, but this does come to me as a surprise, because even with Jenelle being off of the show, I just knew for a fact that Barbara would never sign over custody of Jace. Even when they will argue, she would say, I'm never going to sign over custody of Jace, being that you're with David. Someone stated at Yasmin Woodland, why are you and everyone giving her airtime? She is nasty. Why? I definitely, to answer your question, she gives herself airtime. I mean, she has an Instagram account. She's on TikTok. And even regardless of the fact, she's on a public platform anyway. She's a public figure, regardless if she's loved or hated. And I am speaking about this because I feel like it's extremely important. And it's also a learning lesson to a lot of young mothers and young fathers who happen to have kids, that it's not easy being a teen parent. I am speaking about this to shed light on that. And I do feel like a lot of people can pull away and take away some things from other people's situation by sitting back and actually watching, taking notes, and applying it to their own life. Someone stated, oh, Patty stated, hi, you're both high. Yes, Kiefer is so like that entire thing with her and Kiefer was like crazy. She was definitely in love with Kiefer. But back on the topic, what I'm going to do one more time is I'm going to play that clip once more, and then I'm going to also share my screen so you all can actually read what the Ashley Reality Roundup did report in this situation. So once again, let me go ahead and play this video.
Let's do a little PSA announcement. You're probably watching Teen Mom on Netflix right now as we speak. And if you are, good. That was the old me. That was the young me, the stupid me, the me that took risk. Now, let's not sit here 10 years later and come to my page and hate on me for my mistakes that I learned from. Let's not get caught up on the $200 you let me use to bail me out of jail. Let's not get caught up on the dumbass that I dated. I have custody of Jace. He lives with me now full time. My kids are happy. They're healthy. That's all that fucking matters. But I totally get it. I would hate me too if I was watching me. But if you catch up with me now, I'm doing a lot better, you guys. Peace, love, happiness, bitches.
Alrighty, everybody. So I don't know why she felt the need to use profanity. Like when you're speaking about regaining custody of your son back, you don't need to curse. You don't need to use profanity. Just say what you have to say, be happy, and move on. You don't necessarily have to do all this cursing and cussing. But like I stated before, I feel like she's just excited. She's probably so over the moon, so excited that she even has Jace living back with her. And I really hope that Jace adjusts well to this entire transition, because again, he's been so used of living with Barbara this entire time. So now he's going to be living on the land full time, and that's an adjustment. I mean, Jace is he's not a teenager yet. He's a preteen. So this is a lot to take on for a young man such as Jace, and it's a lot to take on for even Jenelle herself, even David. It's a change for everybody in the household. So now they all have to get used to having Jace around, and Jace has to get used to them, which he has a relationship with his other siblings, and they all get along quite well. But once again, any sort of change, even if it's minute, is definitely something that you just have to make sure that you transition into in the right way. Someone stated, does Jenelle have permanent custody? So what I'm going to do, so I can go ahead and knock some of these questions out, I'm going to go ahead and share my screen with you all. Drew Hodge said, do you guys feel that this is true? So according to the Ashley Reality Roundup, this is facts. So let me share my screen, and then I'll go ahead and give you guys the 411. So give me 1 second. Let me see. share my entire screen, application window, Chrome tab. Alrighty. So hopefully you all are able to see here what is on the screen. This is the Actually Reality Roundup, and they just reported on this about a little over an hour ago. So I'm just going to go ahead and read off what exactly is going on. So here is the title of the article. It states here, former Teen Mom 2 star Jenelle Evans claims to have regained custody of her son Jace. Here's what's really going on. So as I scroll down here, you got all these crazy pop-ups. It states here, former Teen Mom 2 star Jenelle Evans states that the land has a new full-time resident. In a PSA announcement posted to Instagram stories on Saturday, Jenelle dropped a bombshell about her oldest son, Jace, who has lived with Jenelle's mom, Barbara, since birth. I have custody of Jace. He lives with me now full-time, she stated. And then she also said Jenelle's followers were understandably confused as Barb has legal custody of Jace since Jenelle signed over custody to her when Jace was just an infant. However, the Ashley can confirm that Jenelle is telling the truth for the most part. All right. So I'll say that again. However, the Ashley can confirm that Jenelle is telling the truth for the most part. And as you go ahead and scroll down, this is the video that I saw on Jenelle's Instagram account, which I've played for you all about 2 or 3 times here during this stream. So it's just the same video. And then what I'm going to do is scroll down a little bit more. And it states here, the Ashley can exclusively reveal that Jenelle and Barbara have agreed to allow Jace to live with Jenelle and her husband, David Eason, on the land full time. But now get this, it states here, while Jace has been living there for a bit now, the arrangement is not totally legal yet. Jenelle and Barbara will sign off on it legally next week, one of the Ashley sources tells her. They aren't going to court or anything, just signing papers, so it's legal and permanent that Jace lives with Jenelle now. I'll go ahead and reread that entire little snippet here. It states, Jenelle and Barbara will sign off on it legally next week, one of the Ashley sources told her. They aren't going to court or anything, but they are just signing papers so that it's legal and permanent that Jace lives with Jenelle now. It also goes on to state, in the past, Barbara had been against giving Jace over to Jenelle, especially because of the chaotic relationship that Jenelle just had in her personal life, and then especially with David Eason, to where she initially refused Jace to even go over to Jenelle's home, let alone sign over custody. Now, it also goes on to state that this decision has way more to do with Jace than Jenelle. Barbara can't handle Jace anymore. They had been getting into really bad fights, and Barbara is just done with it. That's why she agreed to allow Jace to live with Jenelle. Oh, wow. That's some tea right there. Wait a minute. Let me go ahead and reread that. Y'all hearing this? It states here, this decision to allow Jace back over to Jenelle has way more to do with Jace than Jenelle. Barbara can't handle Jace anymore. They had been getting into really bad fights, and Barbara is just done with it. That's why she agreed to allow Jace to live with Jenelle. Things have gotten so bad between Barbara and Jace. Oh, wow. That is some tea right there. I can't wait to see details on that. And last but not least, I'm just going to read off this little snippet here. It states that, oh, here's some tea. It states that one night a few weeks ago, Barbara took Jace to Jenelle's house, and he's been there ever since. Wow, that's interesting. So apparently Jace has been living in Jenelle's house for several weeks now. Wow, okay, cool. So let's go ahead and keep on reading. It states that a second source said, adding that it was the night Jenelle posted a video to Instagram stories that showed her making fun of the Joe Biden sticker on her mom's car. Okay. It states that both Jenelle and Jace were happy about Jace moving to the land since Jace is currently doing online school due to the illness. and the timing worked out well. Okay. Before stating on Instagram today that Jace lives with her, stated that Jenelle had kept surprisingly quiet about getting Jace back due to the circumstances that caused him to move in with the family. It took Jenelle 11 and a half years to finally get her son back, and she's not proud of that, the first source said. And she's disappointed that the reason that he finally came back is because Barbara couldn't handle Jace anymore, and not because Barbara felt Jenelle had grown enough to get him back. Wow. The Actually will provide an update on the story more when information is available. Oh my gosh, everybody. This is just crazy. It states here once again, Jenelle is disappointed that the reason why he finally came back is because Barbara couldn't handle him anymore, not because Barbara felt that Jenelle had grown enough to get him back. That is crazy. So let me go ahead and stop this screen sharing to get back to the picture here. So did you guys just hear all of that? This is just nuts, right? Were you able to follow along? This is crazy. This is definitely some tea here. So this is actually nothing new. This is nothing new in the sense of Jace's behavior. Because again, in the past, I remember Barbara stating that Jace is tearing up my house. Jace is tearing up my walls. He has an attitude. He's kicking. He's throwing things at me. At one point, even Barbara stated that Jace had hit her. And she even had like some sort of bruising or mark on her face. So that was when Jace was younger. Jace was like a little kid. Like he's still young, but he was like a little child. And he was demonstrating those behaviors. So now that Jace is growing up, Jace is getting older now. Jace is growing into a young man. He's hitting, in a few years, he's going to be considered a teenager, to where Barbara is visibly old. Let me go ahead and put this picture back on the screen. This is a recent photo of Barbara and Jenelle during the holiday season just last year. And you can see that she's getting old. And I'm not trying to comfort her, but I'm just stating that she's getting older. She's definitely in her retirement age, her retirement years of living. And it's crazy how right now, when I read the article, according to one of the sources, it stated that Barbara only signed over custody, or she's going to sign over full custody next week, according to the article. But the only reason why she's doing that is not because she feels Jenelle is ready, not because she feels Jenelle has matured, not because she feels like everything is the perfect time and Jenelle and David should get their son back and stuff like that. Not because of that, but because she cannot handle Jace anymore. And I do feel like that's hurtful to Jenelle, because Janelle's like, dude, in her mind, it's been 11 and a half years. I feel like I'm not on the show anymore. There's no more 911 calls being placed. There's no more drama between David and I. Everything's civil. Everything, all she does is post TikToks and stuff like that. But we know there's been drama here and there, especially with the dogs on her land. I don't know what's been going on with dogs on her land and different things like that, but nothing, mainstream ever since the whole Nugget situation, right? So she probably feels like, what am I doing, Mom? Like, how can you sit here and say you can have Jace back, but not because you've matured, but because I just can't handle it? I do feel like Janelle's hurt from that. I really do. I really do feel like she's hurt from that. So I'm going to go ahead and take a second, and I'm going to read some of these comments. Someone said, Barbara was 53 years old when Jace was born. Oh, wow. So, okay. So, yeah, she's definitely getting older. Cheermaster stated, but isn't Barbara also taking care of her mentally disabled son, aka Janelle's brother? I believe so as well. I'm definitely going to have to follow that up with some facts and research. But to my knowledge, I did hear that she was taking care of them. And also, for the people who are in my chat, if you are not enjoying my commentary like my other subscribers, go ahead and hit that exit button for me. Go ahead and click out, because this is a loving, non-toxic, non-negative community. And if you feel like you don't enjoy me speaking about a certain person on my platform, please give yourself a favor and not be a part of my platform and just go ahead and exit out. But what I'm going to continue to do is talk to my community who do want to hear what's going on with Teen Mom Jenelle Evans, all right? So let me go ahead and look back in the comments. Someone stated that this is very heartbreaking. Poor Jace. This is heartbreaking. This is very heartbreaking. Thank you so much, Tracy Couch. Love to you all, too. I love you guys in my community. You all are the best. I really enjoy your comments, your thoughts. Please continue to just let me know what you think about this. And I want to also... I also want to go ahead and follow it up again, just, saying that this is heartbreaking. And I do feel that Jace needs some sort of therapy. He's been through a lot. He's had cameras in his face since he was young, since he was a child. And I do feel like this is very, very toxic. And I'm not saying necessarily this is a bad idea. And what shocked me the most? Like reading the fact that Jace had already been living with Jenelle for several weeks. For several weeks, she allowed Jace to live at Janelle's home on the land because of his behavioral issues. And you know what's kind of crazy here? Do you all remember when... You're very welcome, Joanna, for letting me know that you love me, keeping you all updated. Yes, positive vibes here. Yes. See, someone stated that they're glad I'm talking about this. Thank you so much. Yes, much love to you all. So back on the topic, Jace had been living with Jenelle for several weeks, apparently. Several weeks. And she remained hush-hush about it. I'm trying to figure out what really happened here. And there's going to be some more tea. I'll believe that. There's going to be some more tea because it's been 11 and a half years. Like you all need to understand. It's been literally 11 and a half years since Jenelle has gave up custody of Jace to her mother. And for Barbara, the woman who literally just stated that she never had intentions on ever giving Jace back to Jenelle, actually is giving Jace back to Jenelle? So it makes me wonder. It makes me, think what transpired in Barbara's household with Jace to where she literally said, you know what, screw it. I don't care if Janelle's, mature enough or not. I don't care if I hate David or not. I don't care whatever the case may be, but Jace has to go. What happened in that household? What type of fight went down? I'm not saying it had to be physical, but I do feel like something happened in that house, man. Something had to happen with Jace's behavior towards Barbara that pushed her over the edge and said, here, Jenelle, please take your son back. She allowed Jace to live with Jenelle and David, of whom she hates. She hates David. Barbara hates David. She cannot stand David. All right? She allowed Jace to live with Jenelle and David on the land for several weeks while the paperwork was getting drafted legally for her to sign papers to give Jace back to Jenelle starting next week. Y'all, this is crazy. And I'm telling you, there's some tea to this. There's definitely going to be more updates and everything like that for sure. This is crazy. Let me go ahead and see what you all are saying in the chat. Oh, someone stated that Barbara must be scared of Jace. I don't know. That very well could be true. That very well could be true because we've seen Jace snap before. Like, he kicked the back of her seat. There's times to where he would yell and scream. I think he's getting to a point of rage. And I think Jace needs to go to some sort of therapy to help himself emotionally because, again, Jace is a product of his upbringing, right? So how much can you really blame on the kid? He's a child. He's not in control of himself to that full extent. Not yet. He still has a lot of maturing to do. He doesn't even understand what emotions truly, really are as a kid. And I do feel like Jace is having a lot of more outbursts. I can, think that he is dealing with a lot of rage. And a lot of it has to do with the way that Jenelle and Barbara communicated, and Jace seen that growing up. How many times? I just did a video on this. And Jenelle opened up and stated that a lot of things in her childhood that she thought was normal wasn't. The yelling, the screaming, the arguing, the fights, the physicalities. She stated that's not normal. And I agree. But the sad part is she went through it. And then the sad part is also that Jace went through that and he witnessed it. So how much can you really blame on Jace here? He's doing what he witnessed. He's doing what he's seen. I don't know if you all know, but I have a degree in early childhood development. So that's why I also feel like I can easily talk about anything that has to do with that because I have the knowledge to do so. And one thing I can say is that children are sponges. They absorb and they see a lot of things that goes on in their personal life, the environment, and in the world around them. They absorb it, and then eventually something that absorbs must come out, right? Kind of like a sponge. And everything that he's seen, all the arguments, all the rage, the anger, I definitely feel like he's reciprocating that behavior because he doesn't know any better. He doesn't know about sitting down calmly and expressing himself, talking, conversing. He doesn't know that because that was never done between Jenelle and her mom. It was yelling, screaming, and fights, right? So let me go ahead and look in the chat. Terry G, stated, what did I miss? So as you can tell by the title of this live stream, Jenelle is regaining custody of her eldest son, Jace, back. Jace already is living with her and David on the land. And starting next week, according to the Ashley Reality Roundup, Jenelle and her mother will be going and signing papers to relinquish Jace back to Jenelle full-time permanently. Ginger Clark stated, I thought David and Barbara made up. I believe they did I did think that they made up as well. However, Barbara has stated even after that she just doesn't care for him. She only made up with David just to have a relationship with Jenelle. But if it was up to her, she wouldn't have nothing to do with David. So that's the sad truth. That really is the sad truth. Lynn T stated, they mimic their environment. That's definitely true. Jessica states, yes, Barbara should have gave him back. And that brings me to another point. Thank you for saying that. It's so funny, right? How with Jenelle and Barbara, it's funny how Barbara kept Jace away from Jenelle for so many years. And she was just like, this is what's best for him. But it seems as though the table has turned against Barbara. I feel like her keeping Jace actually worked against her relationship with Jace because apparently Jace and Barbara does not get along. Apparently Jace doesn't want nothing to do with Barbara. So I can see that my views in the chat are going up and down, up and down. So for the people that are just getting to this live stream, welcome. If you're new, please consider subscribing to my community so you don't miss out on any updates. But because a lot of you all are coming into my live stream and some people don't know what's going on, I'm going to play this clip that Jenelle posted to her social media one more time. And in this clip, she's just talking about the fact that she has regained custody of Jace back.
Let's do a little PSA announcement. You're probably watching Teen Mom on Netflix right now as we speak. And if you are, good. That was the old me. That was the young me, the stupid me, the me that took risk. Now, let's not sit here 10 years later and come to my page and hate on me for my mistakes that I learned from. Let's not get caught up on the $200 you let me use to bail me out of jail. Let's not get caught up on the dumbass that I dated. I have custody of Jace. He lives with me now full time. My kids are happy. They're healthy. That's all that fucking matters. But I totally get it. I would hate me too if I was watching me. But if you catch up with me now, I'm doing a lot better, you guys. Peace, love, happiness, bitches.
All right, so I just replayed that clip for you all. For those of you all who are just now coming into my stream, welcome. Happy Saturday. I hope everyone is doing blessed. I hope everyone is safe. I hope everyone is happy and making sure you are just trying to live your life every day and not let negativity get to you. But back to the topic here. Jace has been living with Jenelle for several weeks now. I don't know if it's been 2 weeks, 3 weeks. I'm not too sure, but I'm assuming it's between a couple of weeks, 2 to 4 weeks, something like that. But yes, according to the Ashley Reality Roundup, Jace has been living with Jenelle on the land for several weeks now. And this is sad, y'all. Like, for real. I'm like really feeling like sadness. Because, again, I feel like Barbara only stepped in and took Jace from Jenelle because Jenelle wasn't doing her part. And I feel like it's turned against her. It's no longer in her favor. And it's crazy because Jenelle used to state a lot of times on camera, like, you know what, I'm not worried about it because when Jace gets older, he's going to be able to make the decisions. This is not going to work out for my mother. This is going to come back on her. And it's literally come back on her, to where she no longer has a healthy relationship with her grandson. And that's sad. And Jace has a lot of attitude and, anger problems that needs to be addressed while he's young. So he knows how to express himself. So he knows how to emote and communicate in a way that's not violent. But again, all his life, he's seen nothing but violence. But it's up to Jenelle now. Jenelle now has to step up. Jenelle now has to deal with that. See, this is the thing. Jenelle is like, yay, this is, a brownie point for me, which it is. That's her son. I'm pretty sure she wants her son back. Great. I'm so happy. Okay, cool. At the same time, though, Jenelle hasn't dealt with Jace's behavior. Janelle hasn't experienced Jace having an outburst like Barbara has. Janelle has not experienced Jace being in a rageful mood or having a rageful behavior like Barbara has. So Janelle needs to prepare herself, not only to, have her son back, but she needs to educate herself and prepare herself to raise Jace now and to have to deal with and know and learn how to address his negative behaviors when he has those outbursts. Because if not, David's there and David's going to try to step in and do things, but that can only worsen things, especially because David is not Jace's father. So you don't know if that's respect there or not. So this is just going to be crazy. And I'm really interested to see what's going to come of this. So I have already been live for about 37 minutes. I'm going to go ahead and read off some comments for the last few minutes here in the chat, kind of respond here. And once again, I am just floored. I just cannot believe that she actually has Jace back. Like I said, something crazy must have happened. Let me go ahead and read here. Someone stated, okay, but if Barbara didn't step up, he would have ended. Let me put it on the screen. Okay, but if he didn't step up, he would have ended up in foster care. Look at his examples. She will never be a good mother to any of her kids. Jace is going to have a rough time adulting. Personally, I already feel like Jace is having a rough time here. I do feel like Jace is already going through a lot, being that he has been living with Barbara for years, and now he has transitioned permanently to Janelle's residence on the land with David, Inslee, Marissa, and Kaiser. So I already do feel like he's having a rough time. Also, let me go ahead and read. Jessica stated, she needs to get him into some kind of counseling or therapy ASAP to help their relationship grow and to help him learn to use healthy emotions. Exactly. I cannot agree more with this. I definitely feel like some sort of intervention, or should I say, like you stated, some sort of counseling or therapy will definitely help strengthen their communication. It'll strengthen their relationship. And I do feel like they can benefit from that on all parties. Jace, Barbara, Jenelle, they can all benefit from that. Someone stated, David is not someone who models nonviolence very well. That's a very good point, Patty. And I did state that in this stream here, that what happens when Janace, did I really just say Janace? I put Jace and Jenelle together. Janace, oh my gosh, that was funny. But anyways, I stated that earlier in the stream. where what happens when Jace has an outburst and Jenelle can't handle that? Will David step in? And then if he does step in, how will he handle it? Will he be violent? Will he step, to Jace? Will he be toe-to-toe? Because let's be real, Jace is he's growing up to be a young man. And you don't want that to be happening in the household to where David and Jace are now going at it, or that's awful. That will be awful. I feel like that will definitely break Janelle's heart down if that happened. That's a very good point. Someone stated Mahogany. That's such a pretty name. Mahogany stated, Jace was going to eventually want to go back with his mother. He's getting older. It's different feelings when growing up. I definitely feel like one of the motivating factors behind Jace wanting to go to his mom's was, like I said, the strained relationship between him and his grandmother, Barbara, but also because all of his siblings are at Janelle's. He wants to be around Marissa. He wants to be around Inslee. He wants to be around Kaiser. He wants to be around his siblings, and he was isolated. He was able to see them, visit them, but I'm pretty sure he wanted to feel like he was truly a part of the family. And it's kind of sad to know, like, hey, I literally have siblings a few hours or a few minutes away from me, and I'm not even able to, be in their same space, at least on an everyday basis, like normal siblings. So that's a good point. Diane Gonzalez stated, if Jace is acting up already, I don't see him getting any better living with David. I feel so bad for Jace, and I pray he doesn't follow in David's footsteps. That is also a great point, Diane. Thank you for making that point. And I did state that when Jace was growing up, when he was like a little kid, he was already cursing. He literally called Jenelle and David like, I believe he called them like POSs or something to that nature. And he was already tearing up Barbara's house, kicking kids in the head at school. I remember he threw something, or he had hit Barbara in the face, and she actually had a bruise. So yeah, that's when he was a little kid, and now he's a preteen. We don't know. That behavior definitely needs to get nipped in the bud. Someone stated, Alexandria Johnson said, you should set something up so we can call in and give our opinions. That's a really great point, Alexandria. And it's so crazy that you mentioned that, because I wanted to actually incorporate that on my channel. So please stay tuned for that, because I do want you all to call in. I do want to talk to you all. Like, I think that would be a positive thing. And I think that's really cool that you all actually want to call in and give your opinions, because I feel like you all have a lot to say. And I feel like we all have like different opinions that can be shared and different perspectives as well. So thank you for mentioning that. I would definitely make sure I incorporate that on my channel. EM said, I pray that Jace doesn't become like Jenelle or David. We all pray that. We are all over here praying that. That's for sure. That is definitely something that I just don't want to happen. Someone stated, DB stated, whoever allowed this should be ashamed of themselves. Jenelle should have sterilized herself after she had Jace, and he should have been adopted out to a family that isn't dysfunctional. Unfortunately, in situations, such as Jenelle and things like that, it's easier said than done, right? It's easier to say, we wish that this would have happened, or we wish that that would have happened. But in reality, that was Janelle's life, and we were just watching parts of it. But I definitely do feel that Jace could have benefited from a household, whether it was theirs or not. He would have benefited from a household that wasn't dysfunctional and wasn't filled with toxicity. Lynn T said, I would love to speak with you. Okay, good. Okay, great. So I'm glad to hear this, because I didn't know if you all wanted to call in. So I wasn't really pressed on it. But now that you all are actually saying like, hey, no, we want to call in and speak, give our opinions, I'm definitely going to make sure that happens. All right, so let me go ahead and read just a little bit more comments, and then I'm going to go ahead and I'll probably just, Jessica said, let's stop assuming and hope for the best. Yes, amen to that. Someone stated that they feel sorry for Jace, and he will get worse before he gets better, especially if David loses his temper, if Jace acts up. So the whole family will need a counseling in due course. You know what? I feel like they would benefit from going on Ayanna Fix My Life. Do you all know that? show that's on OWN, and it's by Ayanla Van Zant. And she's a counselor or some sort of like a therapist, and she just talks to families, and it's a really good show. It's on the Oprah Winfrey Network. Excuse me, I can't talk. It's on the Oprah Winfrey Network, and it's called Ayanla Fix My Life. And I feel like Jenelle, David, I feel like Barbara would all benefit from sitting down and just speaking about what has transpired and how they're going to move forward from that. They would definitely benefit from some sort of therapy. But also, with that being said, we can only just pray that things get better. EM said, yes, please do live call-ins. Okay, I will make sure I do incorporate that. Jessica, you stated that you love that show. Okay, yes, I definitely feel like they would benefit from a show that kind of not exposes things, but kind of gets to the bottom of things here, yeah? The other Jessica stated, I think Jenelle does love her children, but she doesn't know how to behave in the way a mother should. Look at her example. Oh, okay, yeah, look at what her example was. I'm just praying that she figures it out. Definitely. Lynn T stated, Ayana would kick Jenelle and David out. That would be so funny. Like, not like that, but oh my gosh, wouldn't that be something like to tune into if they seriously was going to be a part of that show, Ayanla Fix My Life, on the OWN? Like, I really do feel like that would be a good episode. I was certainly watching, for real. Someone stated, when they had the reunion with Dr. Drew, what did he do? Nothing. Why? He was being paid to create drama, not counsel the moms. Now, that's a good point as well. And if you all aren't updated, Dr. Drew is literally getting over the illness, the C-19 that's been going around. And it's funny because at first Dr. Drew stated, this is off topic, but he stated that it wasn't even real. And shortly after, he actually caught the illness. And the old folk back in the day, they say you're eating crow or you just stuck your foot in your mouth, pretty much stating that you contradicted yourself. Yeah. So he said, like, it's not real, it's hysteria, whatever. And then he got sick. And a lot of people don't like Dr. Drew. A lot of people feel like all he did was expose these teen moms and their issues, and he profited off of that. So yeah, that's a very good point, James. Phyllis stated, CPS might be watching them closely. That's very, very true. That's another thing that I was thinking of in the back of my mind. Like, so again, starting next week, everyone, Jenelle and Barbara, they're supposed to sit down, not in court, outside of court, and sign papers to relinquish Jace back to Jenelle permanently. Again, he's already living with Jenelle. He's been living with Jenelle for several weeks because something must have transpired to where Barbara feels like she can't handle him anymore. So again, the fact that they are going to be signing paperwork next week to actually permanently give Jenelle Jace back, I do feel like CPS might be watching closely now. Now she has all of her children back. So definitely that is super true. And I'm going to definitely look at some more of these comments. And someone stated that you cannot fix something that you can't admit. That is true. Jenelle cannot admit that she has problems. That is very true. The number one thing that you have to do in your life is you have to say, hey, I have this issue, or hey, like, this is what's going on with me, in order for you to fix it. You made a very good point. So once again, everybody, this has been a great live stream. I know a lot of people are stating that you would love for me to do live call-in so you all can actually call in and talk to me and give your opinions to the entire YouTube community that I have here. And I'll definitely incorporate that. Robin stated, I wish him the best for Jace and Jenelle. I hope Jenelle and David do the right thing by that little boy. I honestly believe Barbara was keeping Jace for the teen mom money. Oh, now that's a very good point. I didn't think about that. Wow, you literally just like opened my mind up to something else. I literally didn't look at it like that. Who thinks that? Who agrees with Robin maybe? Who thinks that Barbara was only keeping Jace for the teen mom money? Who thinks that? I mean, we don't know. We don't know these people, man. I mean, we really don't know. You never know a person. And I'm not saying she did it for the money. I do feel like she loves Jace. I do feel like she really wanted the best for him. But there were certain like instances where I did have to side eye Barbara and be like, why is she acting like this? Or why is she giving Jenelle hell like this? Or why is she doing this? You know, and I remember when Jenelle was first fired from Teen Mom, Barbara was the one doing multiple interviews. And in these interviews, she was just like, I was making over $400,000 per season, and now that's gone. I was making all this money, and now all of it's gone. Jenelle, like, you ruined this for us, and stuff like that. She did make those comments. So it could be some truth there. You know, again, I'm not trying to, you know, be negative, but you do have to open up your mind. Yes, blessings to everybody. Definitely blessings to everybody, prayers to everybody. Someone said that's so sad, but unfortunately it could be true. So that is something that we just all have to maybe keep in mind. And a lot of people are just hoping the best for the family. And I'm going to look up one more comment or two. Lacey stated, I remember a little bit ago, there were reports that Barb was sick. Maybe she feels like she can't physically look after him. Just the thought. Okay, that's another perception. See, that's why I love to talk to you all. Because maybe nothing too crazy has happened. Maybe nothing negative has happened. Again, this is speculation. And maybe she's just getting to a point to where she's older and a little bit sickly and she can't handle Jace. Okay, so that is another perception. And I'm really happy that you were able to shed some light here, because I'm going to put this picture back on the screen of Barbara and Jenelle during the Christmas holiday last year. And if you can look at her, you can tell like she's older, but some people speculated that she's sick. Not with the C19, not with the illness, but just she's having health problems. So maybe that's the truth. Maybe she's having health problems to where she can't deal with Jace, or she can't deal with him just in general, or she can't deal with him if he's defiant. That's definitely something that we can all look at as well. So thank you for definitely giving me a different perception on that. I really enjoy that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave it off on a positive note, and I'm going to say what Phyllis said here, which is, I hope the best for their family. And I really do. Again, if you're new to my community and you're just coming across this video, consider subscribing and consider tapping the notification bell beside that button so you don't miss out on any updates that I do. I also talk about other things, not just Teen Mom. I also want to incorporate a lot more on my channel and go live more. So I'm just going to leave it there. I'm going to leave it here. I hope the best for their family, and just definitely know, once again, I will be incorporating live call-ins so you all can call and talk to not only me, but the community. Also, I will link my social media links below. I do have a Discord. I'm on there pretty much every other day, every couple of days. I don't have many members as of yet, but it will grow. And I talk about a lot of things as well on there. You can just subscribe to the Discord. It's free, and talk to me or post in the Discord, and I may chime back in if I'm not too busy and stuff like that. But I will also incorporate live call-ins. So once again, everybody, happy Saturday. I hope you all stay blessed. And if you are just coming into this stream, you can always rewind this so you can kind of watch back what I was talking about. And prayers to the family. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Joanna. I love you as well. I love everybody here in my community. Thank you, Estelle. I love you all. Yes, Lynn T. I will make sure I link all my social medias, including my Discord link, in my description box below so you can sign up, okay? All right. So I love you all. Hi, Espergy. Thank you so much. You're on my Discord. You're actually a Discord member. So yeah, I have a lot of people here just on my Discord, on my YouTube. So make sure you all follow me. Thank you all so much. Have a blessed Saturday, and prayers to Jenelle and her family. And I will see you all soon. Bye. Have a great night. Thank you. Bye. Thank you, everybody.